Cruise news time. Well, we're barely into 2024 and excitingly, we already have a cruise line raising their gratuities. We also have a really good story about a Royal Caribbean cruise ship saving those lost at sea. An interesting story about $16 million in cruise deposits that seemingly haven't been returned yet to those folks who booked that 3-year cruise. You remember that 3-year cruise? Plus the rumor mill. It is a buzz about a potential new shipbuilding activity by Carnival Cruise Line, multiple ships, and if you do the math, there's one cruise ship out there that for a 7-day cruise could be collecting close to $1 million in gratuities. It's staggering. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. On a Wednesday the 17th of January, 2024. And well, let's just jump right into the cruise news. Cruise news story number one, Holland America Line, first out of the gate in 2024 to increase their daily assigned automatic magical gratuities, increasing it about 6% for regular staterooms, 8% for suite guests. The new daily numbers are this: guests will be charged $17 per guest per day in non-suite staterooms. This is up from $16 per day. And then those people that are living the suite life, they will now be charged $19 a day. This is up from $17.50 a day. Like I said, an increase of 6% and 8% respectively. But if you compare this number to just January of last year, completely different story. Back in January of 2023, Holland America guests paid $15.50 per guest on a non-suite stateroom, and they paid $17 per guest on a suite stateroom. And so if you look at that, that's now a 9% and an 11% increase if you compare it to just 1 year ago. It's not shocking at this point, certainly. We do see these gratuities going up year after year. And as we've seen with Holland America, sometimes they increase it multiple times in a year. And what we know about cruising is Holland America Line won't be the only one increasing their gratuities. They just happen to get the title of being the first ones to do it in 2024. And this discussion has prompted me to go down a rabbit hole and use the calculator, curious as to what the gratuity, the assigned gratuity fee is per cruise, like for a 7-day cruise on some of the world's biggest cruise ships. I did those calculations. I'll share those with you later. But first, I want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's episode. I am so excited to share with you a new sponsor of these episodes, a timely sponsor. We're talking about BetterHelp. And why is it a timely sponsor? Because, well, we're at the beginning of a new year. And almost universally at the beginning of a new year, people set goals. And a lot of times these are goals for, new health and fitness goals. These are goals around their finances or career. But I don't know a ton of people that set emotional wellness goals. I don't know people that set mental health goals. And, a lot of times we don't do that because it's hard to work on those things. Especially it's hard if you don't have anybody to talk to, or if the person that you have to talk to is in a relationship with you. Sometimes you just need to be able to talk to someone. And fortunately, BetterHelp has a fantastic offering that will connect you with one of 30,000 licensed therapists, where you can talk about things, your emotional wellness, your goals for the upcoming year. This link that I'm sharing right here on the screen really could be the open door for many of us, could be the catalyst for a better 2024. The process is easy. You click the link, you fill out a questionnaire, you are assigned a therapist, you work on your own schedule, you can connect by phone, you can connect by video chat, by messaging. And the beautiful thing is, if you don't make a good connection with the therapist that you're assigned, you can go in the app, you can pick a new therapist. There's no weird breakup process, anything like that. It's all included in the price. And then boom, you've got somebody that you can schedule to talk to anytime that you want. Join the over 4 million people that have used BetterHelp to start living a healthier and happier life. click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/LaLitoLoca. Clicking the link in the description certainly helps the channel here, but it also gives you access to 10% off of your first month at BetterHelp so that you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's episode. Cruise news story number 2. Do you remember the folks that booked the 3-year Life at Sea cruise? The beleaguered effort to get a nice 3-year world cruise going that had some snafus. The cruise ship that they wanted to use in the beginning wasn't good enough, so they went to acquire another cruise ship. They collected a bunch of deposits from everybody, and then they were never able to purchase that cruise ship, and so they had to cancel it all, leaving people stranded, telling them that there would be certain dates that they would receive their money back. Well, now a couple of those dates have come and gone, and many of those passengers are saying, hey, I have not got my money back. And so now they're taking the next course of action, and they filed suit against the Life at Sea organization to try to recoup their money. It's a mess, y'all. If you look into this at all, it's an interesting two-sided thing. Of course, you have these passengers that are out, and they estimate that they're out about $16 million for all of these passengers. Only a few have received some refunds on the promised date. And then on Life at Sea's part, they're saying, hey, look, we're trying to pay the money back, but then people started doing credit card chargebacks, and they basically froze our accounts. And so as we're trying to get documentation for all these credit card chargebacks, we can't give out any money. And so you know how it is. There's two sides of every story. The truth lies somewhere in between. And you got people that are just still stranded out there waiting for money. Life at Sea is saying, hey, by February the 15th, we hope to get you some money back. But again, this is 2 dates that have already passed. A cautionary tale, man. Like if you're going to lay down, somebody paid close to $1 million for a suite on that cruise ship. I don't know if they got any of their money back yet, but the cautionary tale, the teachable moment is if you're going to lay down that kind of money for something, do it somewhere that that they got a reputation of getting it done. A lot of folks out there now taking legal action to get their money back from the defunct 3-year cruise Life at Sea. Yowza. Cruise news story number 3, Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas became a hero overnight as they found a missing vessel that had 6 fishermen and a dog on it. This fishing boat had been missing for a couple days, with people connected with the boat posting on social media asking for any help. Unfortunately, nobody spotting the ship out in the water until the big old Harmony of the Seas came along. They were able to rescue everybody on board, like I said, including the dog. Harmony was able to successfully transfer the fishermen and the dog over to the Mexican Coast Guard, who returned them to their home in Mexico. How about that? Congratulations, Royal Caribbean. Good eyes out there. Way to save people from peril. I like those kind of stories. Cruise news story number 4 is an exciting story. The rumor mill is abuzz with the potential that Carnival Cruise Line may be ready to build new cruise ships again. Carnival Corporation certainly took an interesting tact as cruising resumed, as demand skyrocketed up. Instead of making new orders for cruise ships like we've seen other cruise lines do, MSC, Royal Caribbean, you name it, almost everybody's got a new cruise ship coming out. Carnival Corporation said, whoa, let's put the brakes on this a little bit. Let's pay down some debt. Let's get the whole XL class rolling, the celebration, the Mardi Gras, the Jubilee, and see what happens. Well, apparently they're getting close to announcing a new multi-ship order. Reportedly, the value of the deal will be over $5 billion for 4 cruise ships that will be registered at over 200,000 gross tons. Now, you may or may not know this about Carnival Corporation, but they don't have any ships that big. The Carnival Jubilee, for example, comes in at a registered 180,000 gross tons. And this one always confuses me. Registered gross ton isn't how much the cruise ship weighs. It's a measurement of internal volume, I think some sort of displacement. I've read a bunch about gross tonnage, and I still don't think I have it nailed down. So any of you measurement experts out there, I just know it doesn't mean weight. But regardless, this is the number that we use for cruise ships. Carnival doesn't have any that are 200 1,000 gross tonnage plus. And so this would be a big boon. This would be an interesting thing. Will Carnival be ordering 4 new cruise ships coming up soon? Mum's the word over there. They're not confirming, but it doesn't sound like they're denying either. I think that we may be in store for a new cruise ship announcement very soon. But yeah, that's pretty exciting. I can't wait to see what Carnival Corporation, Carnival Cruise Line plans to do next. Now, let's talk about the math when it comes to assigned gratuities on cruise ships. A massive amount of money accumulated just a week at a time by these cruise companies. I'm going to share that with you, but first, let me invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, I'll do the Wednesday one hand. Cruising, all the single ladies, I don't know how that dance goes. Cruise, shout out Ludacris. Cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank you in advance. Okay, I took 3 cruise ships. I took the Holland America Rotterdam, their newest cruise ship, because they're the ones that have the gratuity going up. I did the Carnival Celebration. That's the most recent large Carnival ship I was on. And then, of course, the belle of the ball right now, the Icon of the Seas, making the biggest waves as the world's largest cruise ship. How much did these cruise ships collect or assign? Not everybody pays the assigned gratuities, but all of them will automatically assign these gratuities to you. How much are the assigned gratuities on these mega cruise ships for a weekly basis if they're completely maxed out with passengers? First, let's talk about the MS Rotterdam. At maximum capacity, it can hold 4,173 passengers. I just used the standard room rate, so these numbers actually will skew higher. I didn't include the suite rate, but they're charging $17 per person per day. That equals a per day assigned gratuity of $70,941. And for a 1-week cruise, almost $500,000, $496,587 doll hairs. I know about 5 people in my life that when they say dollars, they say doll hairs. Dollars. Carnival Celebration, maximum capacity, 6,500 passengers. They charge $16 a day. Still a value when it comes to assigned gratuities. Carnival, don't raise your gratuities. Daily assigned gratuity on the Carnival Celebration, $104,000. If we're looking at it for a week, almost $750,000, $728,000 collected, assigned. Again, who knows if everybody's paying it. And now let's look at the Icon of the Seas. Maximum capacity, if you fill up every spot that you can fill up, 7,600 passengers. Hooey! $18 a day per passenger, $136,800 for the daily assignment. Multiply that times 7, $957,600. Almost $1 million in assigned gratuity. I asked the question on the thumbnail, will you pay it? I think most of us will, but it is kind of shocking when you compile the numbers like this. Look, the crew members are awesome. They deserve every bit of money that they can get, whether it comes out of our pocket or whether it comes from the cruise lines themselves. Cruise lines themselves, pay your people more money. That's what I'm saying, but I'm happy to do my part because I love cruising. But wow, that is a big old bag of money. I hope they're getting all that money. I'm sure they are. But yeah, what do you think? Leave a comment below. Another big thanks to today's sponsor, BetterHelp. Make sure you check out that link in the description. This is Tony for La Lido Loca. And until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise news, cruise news, cruise news, it's over.